Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films, and today I'm going to be watching Ghost in the Shell. This is the return of movie reactions here on the channel. I haven't done regular movie reactions in quite a while, and so I'm not even sure when this is really going up. I guess this will be the first Tuesday of March, I think, is when I'm posting this. I don't know, but basically I'm going to try to do a new movie reaction every month again. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing on Tuesdays. Well, once a month on Tuesdays. Anyway, but why Ghost in the Shell? Why are we watching Ghost in the Shell today? Well, it's something that's, when I was kind of looking around for movies to react to, it did sort of cross my mind. And as well, a little while ago on Twitter, there was a thing being passed around of, this chart basically, and you cross off how much anime you've watched. Either you've watched a season of a show or you've watched a movie. And yeah, there was a lot on there that I could not cross off because I had never seen it. But one of the options was Ghost in the Shell, and I thought I could watch Ghost in the Shell. Now, a full disclaimer, and this might be very difficult for some of you to hear. But I have seen the 2017 movie, the Scarlett Johansson movie of Ghost in the Shell. I don't remember anything about it other than Scarlett Johansson used to be Japanese and now she's Scarlett Johansson. That's literally all I remember about the movie. I don't remember anything else about the plot. I don't know how closely it stuck to the original plot, if at all. Maybe it did and it just was boring. Maybe it didn't and it was still boring. I don't know. I just don't remember it. So why don't we go ahead and get a fresh start, a fresh, proper viewing of Ghost in the Shell. Now, if any of you guys have been around the channel for a while, you guys know that I normally do dubbed anime. Well, today I thought I'd do something a bit different. And I'm actually going to watch Ghost in the Shell in the sub, actually. So this is probably going to be just a little difficult for me because I'm not used to it. I do watch a lot of subbed anime on my own time. Well, not a lot, but I watch subbed anime on my own time. So hopefully everything will be fine. Hopefully you'll be able to read the subtitles in the reaction. So hopefully it'll all work out, but we'll have to see. And yeah, now because this is also an anime reaction, and again, if you guys are new here, what I normally do is I don't host the reaction itself in this actual YouTube video, because if I do that, that's when I hear, the entire Japanese army of lawyers heading for my house. So what I do is I take the actual reaction where I'm actually watching the movie, I take that out and I throw it over to a different link on a different website. So if you head down in the description and into the pinned comment, there'll be two links there. Well, three actually. The first link is to the reaction itself. The second one is just a backup link. It's the exact same reaction. You don't have to click on that unless the first link is not working for you for some reason. There's always the second link. And the third link there is a different video, because that'll be the full length. My $5 full length patrons over at my Patreon page can watch this movie with me for free, well, not free for the $5 patrons, but they can watch it full length and we can watch a movie together. I am currently watching this on YouTube because it's free with ads and I use ad block, so it's really just free for me. So it's funny how that works, isn't it, YouTube? But nobody tell Susan we're doing this. Anyway, but yeah. So that's what we're doing today. We're watching Ghost in the Shell in the sub. And yeah, you can head down and watch that. And when you're done with either the full length or just the normal edited reaction on the other link, I do highly encourage you to come back to this YouTube video. So just pause and then we'll come back and we will have the discussion. So with that said, why don't we jump right into Ghost in the Shell? Here we go. All right. Well, that was interesting. I tell you what, that was certainly better than the Scarlett Johansson movie. I don't remember having watched all of this, I will say what I can vaguely remember, like certain images I can remember from the fucking Scarlett Johansson movie, is like the sort of like that last, I guess, action scene in the warehouse or wherever that was. I kind of remember something like that happening in that movie, but then I think after that the reveal was that Scarlett Johansson used to be Japanese, not that. Like, I don't remember anything about a puppet master or merging or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't know what that movie was going for, but it certainly was not this. Woo! That was fascinating. Very, very fascinating, I must say. Oh, man. And I feel... Okay. While we go through all my notes that I wrote down, because again, if you're new to this channel, I did take notes the entire time. I like to take notes for when I do my discussion. If there is stuff that maybe I missed or I'm wrong about, please feel free to correct me in the comments, because that literally was the first time I've ever seen Ghost in the Shell. So there is stuff that, retaining it all and talking about it can be difficult in the immediate aftermath. But I'm hoping I got a lot of that. Jesus. Okay, so let's just start off with the big thing, I think. The big thing that I think I get, mainly about the Puppet Master. So, the Puppet Master was this program, basically, that was used for... I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter what it was used for specifically, but eventually it became aware of its own existence. It became self-aware, it became sentient, and it eventually it learned about Kusanagi, and then developed this plan to merge with her to become a true life form, So, and apparently that happened. That apparently happened at the end, because she is neither Kusanagi nor is she the Puppet Master. She is something new. And it's basically, the Puppet Master wanted to do this because despite becoming aware of its existence, becoming self-aware, becoming sentient, it didn't have, the hallmarks of life or something. I don't know how else you can describe it, but basically he didn't have the ability to reproduce and the ability to die, specifically. And by merging with Kusanagi, they both now have that. Okay. And then there's the extra I should write down the extra voice on the boat. Extra voice. All right, thank you. Okay. So there's a lot going on in this. There's definitely a lot going on in this. I mean, that's the thing too, is I almost feel like this was a show. Like, I just binged like 4 episodes in a row, And on some of these shots too, some of these sequences, like, they would just have like a long sequence, and honestly it felt like an ED, like the end of an episode, and then you move on to another one. But yeah, I mean, there's so much in this movie. See, and it's one of those things where it's like, I'm sitting here like, okay, yeah, I do want to see a sequel. I know there is actually a series. Was it Standalone Complex? I can't guarantee we'll react to this series, but at the very least, I know there's at least one other movie, Ghost in the Shell 2, which, isn't it called Innocence, I think, I want to say. So, with any luck, I don't know if it'll be the next movie reaction, but at some point we will watch Ghost in the Shell 2, because now I'm curious. You got me by the balls. I gotta figure out what happens next. But at the same time, kind of looking at this ending, I almost sit here and it's like, you know what? They probably could just, they just cut it right there, They cut it right there. It's like, yeah, she is now this newborn, and fitting that that Bateau found this, child body for the newborn, basically. So So honestly, yeah, it's like if they never made anything else, it's like, well, you can make, 25 million video essays just on this alone without going into anything else, sequels or other shows or anything. You don't need any of that. Like, there's so much here, There's so much here. So, it's the future. It's the future. I actually think I just vaguely looked at the description, just vaguely, enough to see that this is 2029, which in 1995 sounded a good distance away, but in 2023 that ain't really that far away. But yeah, so it's 2029, and at the very least, I mean, I assume. Okay, there's so much world building I have to immediately figure out. And I gotta pee, so I'm gonna go pee, actually, real quick, if nobody minds. Yeah, we watched a movie, I'm gonna go pee, so I'll be right back, and this will help me, formulate thoughts. Okay, I'm back. So, alright, so in the future, a lot of people, basically, have a lot of different computer parts in them. But Kusanagi is specifically a cyborg, which is interesting. Which, I mean, that's the thing. They don't really go over, all the rules and stuff of, the world building. Because, I mean, they've got people that are being hacked, and their memory is being hacked. But then you have guys like the I don't remember his name, but the driver, basically, the buddy. Maybe I should look up a cast list so I get people's names right. Because I got Kusanagi, the Puppet Master, and Bateau. That was about it. That's all I got for names. So why don't I look them up? But yeah, but he specifically didn't have a lot of parts in him, or maybe even none at all. Neither did the chief, they said. So presumably people like them couldn't be hacked, or maybe they could. I don't know. So I'm not sure, but yeah. But that was interesting too, that, presuming, I mean, I would assume Bateau is very similar to Kusanagi, but I guess I'm not entirely sure. Oh my god, there's a lot of Ghost in the Shell stuff. So there's Ghost in the Shell, Ghost of the Shell 2, Innocence, Standalone Complex Solid State Society 2.0, and then the new movie. That's a lot. So there's a 2 and there's a 2.0. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, 2.0 is this film, but it's redone or remastered or something. I don't know. There's the live action Ghost in the Shell, which I watched. And then, yeah, Standalone Complex. There's apparently a bunch of shows, which is interesting. Alright, but I just want the original, this one. So. Oh, okay. By the way, so Bateau in the dub, which we didn't watch, but in the dub he's voiced by Richard Epcar. That's pretty cool. But in this one, I don't know. I don't know who... Akio Otsuka. Do I recognize him from anything? Oh, he's the voice of Wamu in JoJo. He's the voice of All for One in My Hero in the sub. That's pretty cool. All right. Pretty good. I guess I could look up while I'm here. I'll just look up voices real quick. So, Atsuko Tanaka. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. She voiced Lisa in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Well, there you go. Is there anything else that I would know her from? I mean, I don't watch enough subbed anime to really know, but I don't know. Doesn't hurt to look, I guess. Man, Wikipedia just spoils who Lisa really is. It puts her real name in parentheses next to Lisa. Why the hell would you do that? Spoilers. Alright, I don't really see anything else, but that's okay. And then I guess we could go with he's the official voice actor. Oh, hold on. Imasa Kayumi. Isama Kayumi. I'm going to say that. Yeah. Oh, he died in 2014. Oh. But he's the official voiceover actor for Frank Sinatra and Donald Sutherland. Well, was, but man. I don't think there's anything else I really need to look up, but yeah. Why is my mouse cursor acting weird? That's weird. All right, Togusa. There we go. All right, I just wanted to have the cast list, so I just have names. So, all right. So yeah, Togusa. He doesn't really seem like it makes me question. It's like, could he be hacked? I mean, I guess that's not really the point. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just I'm just trying to churn through like the world building and stuff. But yeah, and I mean, it's just an interesting thing because I mean they talk about like memories and stuff, and they talk about I mean they bring up whether or not Kusanagi and Bateau are actually like, I guess just real is what they kind of went with, which is an interesting concept, because it's like, well, are they real or aren't they real? Because it's like, I guess there's a distinction between a cyborg body and a robot body, because I guess, I don't know. And there's also just the concept of ghosts, ghosts, the soul, the human, consciousness, basically. So, but it begs the question, did Kusanagi have a soul, or was hers created, That's essentially the questions she posed. And I would assume that because the Puppet Master wanted to merge with her specifically, that yes, she is. But I don't know. I mean, maybe they kind of leave that open for debate, But that's an interesting thing. Now, the thing with the extra voice, I mean, that whole scene on the boat was just really interesting. Just the whole thing of, I mean, just first off is like, oh, in all my years, now I'm watching a cyborg, go scuba diving, But it's an interesting thing. It kind of allows her to feel these things she probably otherwise wouldn't feel, So that's really, really interesting. I like that. And yeah, just going into the sort of thing of like, is she real? Is she not real? Does she feel these things? Does she not feel these things? And yeah, so that's an interesting thing. On top of that, but then you have the extra voice, which they mention the extra voice here at the end. I'm actually going to look at that again to see what they were saying about the extra voice.
バト、いつか海の上で聞いた声、覚えている？あの言葉の前にはこんなくだりがあるの。わらべの時は語ることもわらべのごとく、思うこともわらべのごとく、論ずることもわらべのごとくなりしが、人となりてはわらべのことを捨てたり。ここには人形使いと呼ばれたプログラムも、少佐と呼ばれた女もいないわ。
Okay. I'm gonna need some help on this. I'm gonna need a little help on this, folks. Okay. Oh, I gotta look at it again. Gotta watch that part again. Alright. Let me look at it, and maybe I'll read it out loud. I understand it now, and there are even more words that go with the passage. Those words are, when I was a child, my speech, my feelings, and thinking were all those of a child. Now that I am a man, I have no more use for childish ways. And now I can say things without help in my own voice, because I am now neither the woman who is known as the Major, nor am I the program called the Puppet Master. Okay. So, okay, let me make sure I get this. Let me see what I can gather from this. And if I'm wrong about this, again, feel free to correct me, because I want to be able to get this properly. So, the extra voice on the boat, which was her voice, I mean, it was, as she said, she has no more use for these childish things, is basically, it was something she could not express herself. And perhaps it was, her subconscious, because they have that whole thing of, being able to hear each other's thoughts, contacting each other through thoughts. And so that could have just been a piece, a fragment of her own ghost saying that when she could not. However, she no longer needs that because she has grown up, she has evolved, now that she is both and yet neither Kusanagi nor the Puppet Master. Is that it? Is that it? Can I don't even know if it would be on the Wikipedia page, but that'd be interesting. No, it doesn't. I don't see anything about that, so, oh well. So, yeah. So that's interesting. I mean, it's an interesting thing of... I don't know, I guess just like figuring out if you're alive or not, Because that was kind of... That's what they said in the elevator, are they really alive? Is there any remnant of being human? Or is it that they were created, I mean, the Puppet Master himself was created by accident, Like, he was a program that basically became self-aware, But now, as the Puppet Master said, the two of them now as one are alive, Interesting shit. Interesting shit right here, Other stuff in this movie, yeah, I mean, kind of looking back on this, a lot of my notes were more, just trying to figure things out, so I didn't write down, like, too much. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I felt like I wrote down enough, but, like, I look back at, the officials and the setup and, the blonde robot, that's just, the body that the Puppet Master was using. And this whole thing was just so the Puppet Master could find Kusanagi, But it's just interesting. I mean, just interesting concepts that they bring up in this. And again, for a guy who did watch, the bland Scarlett Johansson movie, like, I feel like none of, like, even just watching that, none of that has, like, sullied or, like, spoiled any enjoyment of watching this film, Like, and I guess, that's not a good thing for that movie, because that means it's not a good adaptation, but yeah, this, I mean, just so many interesting things. Again, just the whole thing of, hacking into somebody's brain and giving them all these false memories and stuff, And it's interesting because again, on the boat, Kusanagi was talking about, the thing that makes me are my memories, my own unique experiences. And I thought, well, that's an interesting thing to say when you literally just saw a guy who got false memories, false memories of, this wife that he had and a daughter that he had, and they're gone away and all this stuff. He's going through this terrible divorce and everything. And it's like, yeah, all of that was just implanted just so that, the Puppet Master could get that much closer to Kusanagi, So it's an interesting thing, but honestly, that just sort of goes into her whole thing of, am I really a human? What am I? Am I a robot? Like, at the time they had the blonde robot. Am I like that, or am I a cyborg with a brain and everything, And I don't know. I feel like it is still kind of just, forever open, Even with the merging where it's like, well, it must be that she was, decently human or cyborg, or not just, created, by some computer or something, because that's why the Puppet Master would want to merge with her. But honestly, I don't know. I feel like you could interpret that any way you want. So that was interesting. And yeah, but other than that, I mean, I guess more on the, I don't know, technical side of the movie, not exactly relating to the plot. But just other stuff that I enjoyed all the characters. I like the dynamic between Kusanagi and Bateau. They were interesting. And I like Tagusa, who, he just seems to be a guy who works there, But that was interesting. So yeah, that stuff was good. And then just onto like the animation and everything. The animation was absolutely spectacular, So I really enjoyed that. I think I can put this away now. Let me just set this down over here. I think we're good on that. But yeah, the animation was absolutely incredible, And yeah, this is 1995. I mean, recently I've gone through all of Cowboy Bebop, and I really enjoyed Cowboy Bebop. And yeah, just seeing that sort of older style of animation, which I hope that doesn't make some of you feel really old when he's like, this older style of animation. But I mean, for God's sake, look at, Ghost in the Shell or Cowboy Bebop, and look at any of the other anime that I watch on the channel, My Hero, Demon Slayer, JoJo, There's a clear, distinct difference in time, But still, it was really, really good. I like it. Honestly, probably my favorite thing in the animation, or just the art, is just her eyes. Kusanagi's eyes they're kind of terrifying, and just every moment, I've got it paused right now, just before she leaves Bateau's safe house, and just those eyes, they just stare right into your soul. They're terrifying. And yeah, that is definitely something I don't remember from the movie. I don't think Scarlett Johansson ever got those eyes. Jesus. So yeah, honestly, this was just really, really good and really interesting. And yeah, if you guys want me to watch Ghost in the Shell 2, definitely say. I mean, what I used to do with movie reactions is I would put it up to a poll on my Patreon page. I'm not going to do that anymore because I'm kind of done with polls anyway for the channel, because I don't know, we're kind of in a weird state right now, and I won't go too much into that, but basically I'm going to just kind of decide what I want to watch on my channel from now on. So I'll pick up movies. If you have suggestions for movies, go ahead and leave those as well, because I am open to suggestions, but I'll decide what I'm going to watch, which is why I decided to do Ghost in the Shell, which I can knock this off the anime list now, which is nice. But yeah, so what the hell was I saying? But yeah, so if you want me to do like Ghost in the Shell 2, or maybe we could do, because I know, I mean, when I looked there, it did say like there were multiple shows, but the one I've seen other people react to is the Standalone Complex. I know that's at least one of the shows. So I don't know how to like get into the vast deep world of Ghost in the Shell, but hey, maybe we could. I do have some series. Full Metal is about to end, so I could do that, but I also had some other ideas. But yeah, so I don't know. Basically, I don't know what movie we're gonna do next, but honestly, I'm very curious about where this could go from here. Where does this new being go? And what is this new being's name? If they are no longer the Puppet Master nor Kusanagi, who are they? Who are they? And I imagine a second movie would dive right into that, which is an interesting thing, because it's like, again, this movie could just leave off like, that's it, no more Ghost in the Shell. You had a really, really interesting story that left on a really interesting, thought-provoking note, but I like the idea that, yeah, now let's have another movie and figure out where we're going, Also, just because of where I paused the thing, because I was going through the dialogue there, I really like Bateau's lava lamp there. I want a lava lamp. I haven't had a lava lamp in like 15 years. I want a lava lamp again. But yeah, really, really interesting stuff in this one, So I really enjoyed it, and I'm curious where the rest of the series goes. So, and again, let me know if there's some stuff that if I'm not right about, or something. If there's something you need to clear up, go ahead and do that, because I'm sure I didn't get this 100%. But yeah, I had a really good time, and I guess that's pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my movie reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.